Britannia Stadium, brand new home of Stoke City Football Club. They've also got a brand new manager, Chris Kamara. So Chris, there wasn't a big gap between leaving Bradford and coming here?
What do you mean there wasn't a big gap? 2 weeks, 2 days, that's long enough for me.
So how did the job come about?
Well, I was talking to another football club and thought I would be going there. And Jez Moxey phoned me on Tuesday night just to say that the board would like to interview me on Wednesday for the position of team manager. And I came down on Wednesday, told them a few porky pies. They phoned me up on Thursday morning, said I got the job, and I'm absolutely delighted. I mean, the place is magnificent. And I said Bradford was a sleeping giant. As far as I'm concerned, this is a sleeping monster.
But it moved very quickly. Did you not have to think about coming here?
No, I didn't think about it, no. Once he said, are you interested, that was it. I thought, this will do for me. This is just a slight step up from Bradford. We built Bradford up in 2 years, myself and the chairman, Jeffrey Richmond. This is already built up, so I'll take it on further.
Did the fact that you used to be a player here influence you?
Yes, it did, because I had a great relationship with the crowd when I was here. I used to be this quality footballer, I used to ping it around just like Glenn Hoddle, and silky skills and everything else, and they really admired that. So I thought, well, if they admired that, no, they loved me because I gave 100% and I was passionate, and I never ducked the challenge, and this is a challenge that I couldn't duck as well.
Tell me a little bit about Stoke, because if it was 20 miles further north it would be part of the Manchester scene, 20 miles further south part of Birmingham. It's not a backwater, but it is a little bit of no man's land.
Well, that's better for the potential, really. You know, there's so many clubs on top of each other in Birmingham, so many clubs on top of each other in Manchester. We've just got that little bit of relief. There is Port Vale obviously down the road and Crewe just down the road, but traditionally Stoke has always got bigger crowds than Port Vale. Crewe's ground's not big enough, so if we can attract the big crowds by being successful, the world's my oyster, as they say.
Now you've had a chance to cut your teeth in management. Are you enjoying it?
I love it. I love it. It's the best thing from playing. You hope once you finish playing that you can keep in football, i.e. being a coach, then to be manager, and to have the pressures of management. There's no stress involved in management, it's pressure. The pressure because I want to do well for the supporters. Supporters go to work during the week and they spend their money, their £15 or £10, whatever it is, to go and watch a football match. And when they watch it, they're desperate for their team to win and do well. And if you can be part of that, bringing that happiness into people's home, you bring sadness and disappointments, but if you can bring real happiness, I did it at Bradford and I'm desperate to do it here.
Is it quite a quantum leap though, Chris? Because as a player, you come back from training, you give your mucky boots to an apprentice and that's it, in your car and off ski. Here, you go through all the training routine and then you've got to run the place.
That's true, but like I said, I love it. I love every minute of it. It's a bit hard on the family. I do throw my heart and soul into the job, and that's very hard on the family to understand at times. But I think that's the way it's got to be. You know, I'm ambitious. I want to be successful, and you can't play at a job. You can't play at it by leaving at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or not going to watch football matches. You have to go. You have to put yourself around. The supporters have to see that the person who's running their football club is someone who's dedicated to the team and dedicated to the fans, i.e. by trying to bring success for them.
When you look round this place, the Britannia Stadium, magnificent venue for football, but a stadium is only part of the trappings. How ambitious can you be for this club?
Well, Stoke's been traditionally a first division club. Yeah. You know, people seem to forget that. People think that Stoke City doesn't have the same potential of the Wolves of this world, who are doing well in the first division this year. Birmingham City are always thought of as a bigger club than Stoke. I don't agree with that. I think this club should be challenging. Maybe we haven't got the financial clout of Middlesbrough, Sunderland or Nottingham Forest, who are the top 3 teams in the division so far this year, but we're better than a Charlton, we're bigger than a Charlton. Charlton are up there challenging. Sheffield United we're on a par with, so you know, let's make sure we get there.
Do you think realistically though, for a club like Stoke, can you ever expect to compete with the Arsenals and the Manchester Uniteds of this world?
I do indeed. I'm a great believer in that. I believe that at Bradford. We flirted with the top of the table twice this year. Same old excuses you'll probably say from a manager. I had a lot of injuries and suspensions, which I didn't make use of at the time, but obviously now I've left the place, I can make those excuses. But there's 40 players here. I suffered with a squad of 25 at Bradford, and when we had injuries and suspension, the squad was too small. 40 is a luxury. 40 is too many. I'll cut it down to 30. But even having 30, and if we get 30 and 25 of that is quality, and then we can sustain our challenge.
You obviously loved the challenge of management. Did you learn an awful lot in the first couple of years?
Oh, tremendous. I learned the in and outs of running a football club. He's a tremendous businessman, Jeffrey Richmond, the Brentford City manager, and he learned me all the loopholes, all the correct way to do business, and he's educated me for 2 years, and then for him to get rid of me after 2 years by educating me seems a bit strange, but like I said at the time, I've got no complaints. It was his decision, and I've come out smelling the roses.
Still got a few things to learn.
Oh, of course. You never stop learning. It's important that you don't close your mind. You don't think you know it all. There's a lot of experiences that I won't use again. Now I'm at Stoke City, which will stand me in good stead.
And what about the future for Chris Kamara? You're very personally ambitious.
I am indeed, yeah. I want to go right to the top. I have to. As far as my own ambition is concerned now, is take this club to the Premier League. That is very, very important to me, because there's one set of words that's eaten away at me. The chairman felt that I'd taken Bradford as far as I could in 2 years. It was difficult to take them any further in 2 years. But, so hopefully in 2 years' time I can prove that I can take this club there.
Just to finish, Chris, something you said before was very interesting. You said there is pressure in the job, but there isn't stress. Whenever I see you on the telly, you always seem to deal with the media side of it with consummate ease. How do you get away then, if not from the stress, from the pressure?
I don't. I live with the pressure. I accept the pressure. I accept when people are down, i.e. supporters, players. I know what they're going through. I'm a fan myself. When my team's playing, I love to watch them win in style. So if they're not playing well, then I feel what the supporters are feeling. When the players are not performing to the best of their ability, I know what they're going through because I've been through it as a player myself. So those are the pressures, spending the club's money, i.e. 600 and 750,000. I keep using that i.e. business. Where's that coming from?
I don't know. You need art stuff in the Premiership.
EIEIOs. So if you spend 750,000 of the board's money, then obviously that's a pressure because it's a lot of money to spend on one player. And it's a lot of money for Stoke City to spend. So if he doesn't perform, then I do feel that pressure. But you can only give your best. And I try to give my best in everything that I do. And at the end of the day, they can never say, oh, well, he came here and he tossed it off. He did his best for this football club.